Why developer? Client can go directly to the developer. They are giving discounts. That I can do go directly. Show me something else. Like the market has gone down really. It's just a quick rapid fire question. Real estate myth you would like to bust. Airbnb or long-term rental? Your favorite tech tool for real estate?
Finding the right home in Dubai today is easy.
Yeah.
Finding the right broker is difficult.
Difficult. It's impossible. Close
Yes,
to
that is
impossible.
yeah, that is perfect. Absolutely right. I'm going to come to my question now. Selling these luxury projects and the products in the market is not an easy thing, right? Everybody wants to, like for a broker, they wants to sell it. They wants to sell big. So what do you think is the key point or like, the knowledge the agent should have before getting into this trend of selling luxury real estate?
Okay, first thing here is it is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a certain mindset that you require. The market is categorized actually into 4 different levels of buyers. You got the level 1 buyers, the 2 million and below. That's your
Okay.
category. That
Amazing.
about 40% of the brokers are dealing with that. You got the level
Absolutely.
2 between the 2 to 5 million, and about 30% of brokers are dealing. So roughly 70% of the market is already gone.
Gone. Yeah.
So someone from down there, suddenly, so your level 3 is from 5 to 10 million, level 4 is 10 million and above, 10 million to 400 million.
Yeah.
So what happens is suddenly everybody sniffs it, and when they are looking at it, they're looking at the commission and they're doing the multiplications and the divisions.
True.
And then the thing is, this is what I'll get. You got to show up with a very different kind of mindset, because when you sit in front of a centimillionaire or a billionaire,
You're
there are
selling
certain
yourself.
things that they are looking for before they will even engage with you.
True.
You don't find these guys by running ad campaigns and lead generation campaigns.
Mhm.
You find them by targeting in certain spaces.
Mhm.
You get into certain networks which will take you into them. Now, if you come and sit in front of me, if I cannot even resonate with you in terms of your thinking levels and
Yeah.
your own comfort with luxury and money, there's no way I'm buying from you. You have to remember,
Absolutely.
when I'm at that level, everybody's looking for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me to find someone who can sell me luxury is not a problem.
Yeah.
The real question is, are you luxury enough? Do I see you as that? I don't expect you to have the 300 million, but I do want to see when you walk up that you have worked with a lot of 300 million guys like me. And that's going to show
Correct.
in your mindset, your attitude, the way you have prepared the information, how you actually go about presenting information, and how you go about engaging with these people. I mean, if I had to invite you for a dinner to a restaurant because I'm selling something like that, do I even know how to hold my champagne glass correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is so
I'm
true.
because they notice these things. Okay.
Mm.
Because they've gone
It
into these etiquettes,
matters.
stuff like that. How do I dress when I show up?
It
Super
matters.
important. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very important, because these people are society conscious, image conscious. Do I want to be seen walking into some of those places with something that the cat just brought in from the door?
Yeah.
So it's very
True.
important. This perception is huge on luxury.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Many of these deals don't even happen the way we believe it's going to happen. They don't show up at your sales centers.
No.
You're going to have to go and meet with them in their presidential suites, or
Yeah.
or
True.
you go to their villas, and they don't even want to show people that they're in the market looking for something.
No. No.
They're
Yeah.
high visibility personalities.
Yeah.
Most of these people, by the way, also most of them, unfortunately, sometimes very impatient. With big money comes a big head.
Yeah.
Just
That's
today
just-
happened that I sent
that's-
the link for one of our clients to do a Google review for our company. He said, I really want to do it, but I'm really sorry I won't be able to do it just because I don't want people to know that I bought a
My
property.
name. Yeah. So yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, how
He
do you,
said my assistant will do it from her ID.
Yeah.
How do you get into those networks? Many of those people could be politicians moving a lot of money. They don't want to be visible. They
True.
could be
Yeah.
top footballers, cricketers, any other sport for that matter. Very highly visible people. They don't want to do it. There's a very different approach at selling this kind of thing. That's the reason why I think a broker needs to sit down, take his eyes off the money to start with.
First.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take his eyes off the money and start understanding who this person is. You see, we say this a lot in psychology. People buy from people they like, but people like themselves.
That is so
Okay,
true.
showing
You
up and
have
just
to.
being a happy camper, looking absolutely wow, and coffee, you're eye candy. I'll sit with you for 2
Yeah.
hours.
And that's
I'll
it.
have coffee
Okay,
and then
bye. Yeah.
masalama. Bye bye.
Yeah. True.
I'm not going to work with you like that. You've got to
Yeah.
be someone I have to like, and I have to see you as me. This is the reason why You need a very different kind of broker. Now, we do
Strong.
have some of those brokers in the market, and they're absolutely brilliant, but
Mm.
they've understood the game and how it has to be played. You want to run around like a college excited fellow on a football field,
Yeah.
you don't play in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Correct.
True. True.
Okay,
True.
you're going to play in the World Cup. You train for the World Cup. You think like the World Cup. You show up for the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's how you will operate.
Yeah.
So you cannot, okay, you can win your games on the college ground, be excited about it, throw your hands in the air and run about, but scale up. You
Absolutely.
have to scale up if you expect to operate in there. Why? Birds of a feather flock together. So if I'm going to find a buyer in there, he has the potential to refer me to similar buyers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why would they even want to sit with me? And there's no way. Okay, I made the mistake of entertaining you. There's no chance in hell I'm opening my network to you.
To you. That is
Yeah.
true.
So
Yeah.
you got to understand what makes these people what ticks for these people is
Yeah.
really, really
But how
important.
how to scale up, like for an agent? How to scale up?
Actually, majority of the people who would join the real estate industry, who joined real estate industry from in recent days, in the last 2 3 years, they were just inspired from the guys who were making money, but they were not
Absolutely.
having any sort of
Knowledge.
not only knowledge. It's like the vision or the
Mm.
requirements.
Mm.
Whenever somebody comes to give an interview to me, and then when the guy is trying to prove himself as a great salesperson,
Mm.
I think that is the person I'm not looking at.
Mm.
I will be looking at a person who is good in understanding the client's requirement, because that
True.
is your actual job. If you are somebody who's good in sales, it's better to join the developer's office than the broker's office,
Yeah.
because this is where you belong. If you are somebody who understands the clients, because your job is to service the client, you are going to represent your client
Yours.
in front of the developer, not other way around,
Yeah.
right? Normally, our colleagues, they are representing the developers in front of the customers, and this is where
Mm.
they're losing it, and they're
Mm.
losing it big time. Yes, sometimes they get lucky to close a deal,
Mm.
but that is like a one time closure, and then after for 6 months, then again he's struggling, hustling, bustling. But whenever you understand the client's mindset, this is more of psychological thing, right? So you have to sit with the person and you have to make him understand and make him comfortable. It's very very much related to, like, you going to a lawyer or going to a doctor.
It's a
Correct. It's a
therapy.
therapy. So you have to understand with the person and make him comfortable that, okay, I am somebody who lives in the city, who understands city well, who can relate a lot of things with your lifestyle. If
Correct.
you need a guidance to go to a nice bar or a nice shopping mall, or to a nice tourist place, or to a nice spa,
True.
I can give you suggestions. I can tell you which bank is good for opening a bank account, and which guy is good to give you the right consultation for opening your business setup. I am offering you a complete package.
Mm.
Now, this side of brokers, because I belong from that category, our clients are not buying from us properties. That is the last thing what we talk about.
Correct.
True.
We talk about a lot of other things which will basically, so if he's somebody who's looking to move into the city, so we are discussing about how the life goes on the city, how to make him comfortable, which area to choose to set up his business, which area is good for him to live in.
Yeah.
Just because his kids, they like 1 2 3 4 XYZ, correct? His wife, she prefers 1 2 3, and according to that, then I am the one who's proposing 2 to 3 options from 2 to 3 different developers, or to 2 to 3 different locations, to him, and then representing him and becoming his representative and negotiating on behalf of him and getting him the right deal. That is what
Absolutely.
you call a broker.
Absolutely.
But the guy who's just wearing a nice shoes and a new Rolex,
And
just
take you
because
to
he managed to close a nice
and
a big deal yesterday, and he lands up in a nice G wagon. Okay, that does not make him a broker.
yeah.
And then he enters, and then he says, "Sir, I am selling you this property, and this property is the best project in the world, and this project is this," because this is the only thing he knows,
That's why they're
and
losing
he's just trying his
clients.
luck,
Yeah, that
right?
is so true.
Some guys would be trapped just because they are not their lack of time and their lack of knowledge. And there is another kind of buyer who's looking for value for money, because everybody have different value for money. There are guys who are looking for kickbacks, right? For example,
I
so
was
one
about
guy
to
would
ask
come
that.
and say, what you will offer me, right?
Straight.
So here in the real broker world, where the ethics are being followed, and where the client, because the client will only dare to ask you about kickback only when he believes that you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
But if he thinks you deserve what you're earning, he might tell you how much you charge.
Yeah.
He might ask you this question.
That is
And
so
I'm
true.
telling you on record that my client, few times, they paid me more than the developers paid me,
Yeah.
just because of the services I was providing them, just because
Exactly.
I provided them the right solution.
Yeah, this is actually quite a main problem. Like nowadays, like with a lot of agents and lot of why developer client can go directly to the developer. They are giving discounts. Like, a lot of developers. What's your take on that? So
Okay.
why?
Firstly, going to the developer doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Okay, doesn't make sense. Reason being,
yeah,
ex developer, I don't want to take a name here,
mm,
ex developer, right? When you come to me, I will tell you my product is the best thing in town.
Correct.
true.
Okay, I will not tell you, hey, hang on a second. Have you considered why developer and that community? Because with your kids and their lifestyle, that really works for you. There's
Yeah,
no way they're going to do that for you.
true.
And secondly, if there's anything in the legacy of the developer with or past history, they're not going to open it up and tell you, hey, you're right. Most of our buildings are late by about 2 years.
Yeah,
That's never going to happen. The role of a good broker is to actually be able to advise you, saying, okay, listen, that is an amazing community
mm,
and they are really good people to go with. But have you also considered this? Let's take a look at, because we understand the legacy in the market. We understand performance. We're here to advise you. And you know what's the
absolutely,
best part in all of that? You're
absolutely.
not even, I mean, you're paid by the developer to do
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have just one take on this, which I want to give, and I actually believe in this. My role as a broker is to represent two people. My contract is signed with the developer.
and yeah,
The developer now has signed with me as a broker with the expectation that you will be my ambassador as well,
absolutely.
because I'm paying you. If you're going to show up here because you sourced out a candidate, a client, of course he's yours, but you're only going to take his side and you're going to come in front of me and get me to come to a specific price. Hey, hang on a second, who's paying you for that deal?
Hmm.
It's
True.
me. So what's the definition of a broker? Someone who brokers something
Hmm.
between two parties
Amazing.
to the best interest of both parties involved.
Hmm.
I want to make sure that my client is not paying a dime more than he should be paying. But I also want to make sure that my developer is being equally compensated for the value he's bringing to the table.
True.
And he's the guy paying me.
Yeah, that is true.
So this is my take on a broker's role, that you are a representative of both. Let's look at it another way. When that client came to you, you dangled in front of him the broker, correct? Sorry, the developer,
Right.
and an opportunity. You were pitching that.
True.
So at that point, you were ambassador for the developer.
Yes, you are.
And now suddenly when you come, you've shifted the role. No, it cannot be that way. An ethical broker will represent both.
Hmm.
Because that's why I've signed with you, because I had the bill. That's why I train your people, assuming they do the right training. That's why I'm giving you the opportunities for you to bring people to me, and I'm paying you for that. And you're going to throw me under the bus?
Yeah.
That does not
Yeah,
work.
that is true. I have a one question with that. When sometimes when clients say, okay, for example, we're pitching a good major developer or whatever, and then the client comes, oh, that I can do go directly. Show me something else. Like, in that case, what a agent should do about
Okay,
it.
it's very simple. The first thing I got to do is understand. It starts way before that in how you
Mm,
built the relationship. All
true.
right, this is the very first thing.
That's
When someone starts working with you, they immediately can see you as a standout person. It doesn't make sense to let go of you and to go to a sales center where someone who's vested in his interest to sell only one thing now becomes your source of information.
yeah, that is so
Okay,
true.
but that is on you as a broker to create that kind of position about you. That's your brand. When you have created the personal brand, people will not leave you.
Yeah.
You will get a few clients who are like that, the tough nut saying, why should I do it for me when I could go to the broker? I'll say, well,
Yeah.
that's interesting. How come you haven't already?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
how come you haven't? Let me suggest something to you. There is a great guy there. I'll call him for you. Go and take it.
Yeah. True.
Go and take it. I'm not desperate for you to work with me, but I guarantee you this one thing. Once you go and then buy it, who's
After
going to
that.
look after you after that? Right? Who are you
Absolutely.
going to talk to? You think that sales guy even cares about you?
Exactly.
And what's going to happen in the next 3-4 years? You will want to sell this later.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
you will want to rent this out later. You will want to understand the dynamics of how that community is actually
It's going to
progressing.
build.
Where are
Yeah.
you going to get that
Yeah.
from? So, if that's really how you're looking at buying, you need to go directly. No problem. I'm okay with that. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Most of them actually will not go if you take that stand.
That is
They've
true.
understood here that it is which are the brokers who actually give up on their money?
Mm.
The average guy in the
Yes.
market, because
That
he's
only
struggling.
suffer. Yeah,
So
that only this.
hasn't taken. Seen this in secondary markets. I've had people come. This was the time when I was training in Damac, and we were doing a training for Deja Vu, right? And one of the brokers said, client is coming to me, and client is saying, why should I buy it from you when there is a unit available in the market? It's much lower.
Yeah.
What should
True.
I would say, listen, you know this is a Damac. You know that this community is a high performance one. You know it's actually good. I'm not even aware if there is a unit in the market right now but if there is a unit, as you say, at that price, take it.
Yeah.
Take it now.
Yeah.
You know the community is amazing.
I know.
There's no way the guy goes from you.
Yeah.
We actually had a broker who did this to the client disconnected the phone on him.
Oh, really?
And 2 days later, the client called him back and said, let's meet.
Yeah. See?
Take it, because my interest is what? I have shown you it's an amazing community. It has high performance potential. If you've got something that's genuine there, take it. It's not going to be there for long.
Yeah.
Just go.
That's
They won't go.
actually
There
true.
is a little bit of disagreement with Doctor on only one point.
Hmm.
When he said that you are representing between the developer and the client,
Client.
I think I would still choose to be on the client's side. And why so? I would just like to explain this. Yes, developer is the one who's paying me, but then if I am the right broker, I manage to build that rapport with the client where the client listens to me. And if I tell him go right, he goes right. If I tell him go left, go left. So basically, I am giving you this opportunity where I am bringing the person who believes me, who believes in me, and I am the one who's suggesting your product to him, but nobody else's product. So I'm also bringing
More
business on your
biased.
table, right? And that could be one of your properties which is stuck from forever. And in that way, I am doing, yes, there is business ethics. Business ethics says that you don't underestimate them or you just don't degrade them, but that does not mean that you are representing, because in my mindset, and you can always disagree with me on that, in my mindset, it's like if I approach a client with the mindset where I am representing the developer, that turns me into a salesperson. Now my target
Yeah.
is to sell the property, that the available property in the developer's inventory to that client, not to help the client. And it's not like because every client has a different type of requirements, and a lot of
Absolutely.
people have, when you come across with those people, when they say, Dubai is not the right market to invest because we lost money, not because Dubai market is wrong, just
You
because
were.
the person who was dealing with them was wrong and his approach was wrong. He did not understood his requirements.
That is true.
The property could be right as well, but then for somebody else. That is why
Hmm.
you have a lot of properties available in the market,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
I think I always say that if you come to Dubai, three things are very hard to buy: clothes, cars, and properties, because there are a lot of options that you're always
Yeah,
confused what to choose
confused.
from, right?
That is true.
But then the right person who could understand his requirements. So whenever you satisfy your client's needs and pitching him the right product, for some people Imar is great, for some people Imar is nothing. But who will understand? The broker.
Yeah.
Instead of me convincing him Imar is great, it's my job, it's my duty to understand what he likes, and probably he would choose Imtiaz over Imar.
Yeah.
This is what
Totally.
satisfies him.
Yeah, yeah, totally
Correct. And
depends.
if
Yeah.
that satisfies him, if I understand his psychology, and if I provide him the right product, this is where I satisfy him. But if I'm trying to be loyal to the developer because he's being very nice to me, and last month he gave me a nice check of incentive, and he gifted me a G-Wagon as well, I
Then
will lose the client. But if I'm losing the client, uh, developer if the developer loses me, he still have thousands of brokers to work with him. But if I start losing my clients, that is the only thing which will bring me, because developer will not pay me if I don't have a client. So the
Absolutely.
developer is paying me whatever he's paying me on the basis of only one thing, that I am good at doing my job, and I am the one who's going to the other edge of the world and bringing this Mr. Investor and bringing to your sales center and letting him choose your property over 1,000 available
Other
options in the
options in
market.
the market.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
So that is
that
why
is there.
my I would always respect the developers, but my loyal if I have to choose between being offering my loyalty between the developer and the
The
client, I
client.
would
Yeah.
always offer my loyalty to the client, but not to the developer.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, there is no disagreement here.
Mm.
Firstly, it's an ethic issue, right? When I'm a developer and I sign you up with me as an agent, I don't expect that you will bring every client to me. No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That thinking is wrong. I signed you saying that, hey, I have this product, but this product is meant for a certain kind of person.
People.
So I don't expect you to bring all your clients to me. Not at all. You still have the freedom to take that client because the client's need might be a Shobha and I am a Damak. You can by all means take the client to a Shobha. You can by all means take a client to an Ellington or an EMAR. And if you find, based on your understanding, that this client has a
Has
need for this kind of product and then I
then
have
come
it,
to me.
then you come to me. That's what I'm saying. But when
Yeah.
you come to the table with me, you got to be fair to both of us.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. A developer, when he signs a contract, is not expecting you will bring me every single client. No, that is the selling part of it. No, even I understand as a developer, my product is for a certain kind of person. Your job as the broker is to qualify. Is this person for the product? Then you bring him. So you're
Yeah.
still with your client,
Yeah.
but you're also with the developer.
So, doctor, I will
Developer.
Or I will go to another developer.
Mm.
That's fine. You can go to another
I
developer.
will tell
Yeah.
you one thing. In some cases, it will happen that, for example, my client wants a sea-facing apartment.
Hmm.
And I know from my information that in back end they have 100 units available sea-facing, but in the common inventory they are only showing the
Yeah.
road-facing apartments, because this is the inventory they want to
That
sell
release.
first,
Yeah.
and they're only assigning the sea-facing apartments only to the signature clients.
Yes.
And if I know that,
I will not
I,
take him to that developer. There is no conflict of interest
no,
here.
but if my client wants that property, then I should be fighting for my client, right?
No, you should be fighting for your client. But if, as a developer, I am insisting I don't want to give you the product right now to sell, I'll take him to another sea-facing thing. I'll have to be honest. This is where we have to do a balance. All I'm saying is we cannot at one. Yes, I need to take care of my client 100%. I also work with clients. I will look after my client, but I'm always conscious of the fact that when I sign an agreement with all the developers, I've become ambassador for all of them. Ambassador for all of them doesn't mean I'll bring everybody to them. Ambassador for them means Mr. Damak, Mr. Emar, when I find someone who I believe actually wants your kind of product and the two are making sense, that's when I'll bring him in. But I will still protect my client to make sure whoever is from your side representing this deal is doing it the right way. Because I need to take care of you
Correct. Yeah.
as well as this. So it's an ethic issue
Yeah.
and how we operate. Nowhere is there an expectation that you have to bring all your clients to me. That is wrong from a developer side. I would not bring, but I will take a person if there is a need for the product. Similarly, if my role, even with the buyer tells me, okay, squeeze it down and get it for me. No, that is wrong also.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the developer
Sometimes.
is offering 2 million and the buyer is saying 1 million and I'm fighting for it. Obviously,
Yeah.
that
It
is
doesn't
different.
make
It
sense
doesn't
at
make
all.
sense because
It doesn't
I
make sense
am
at all.
a representative for both.
Both.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. Both the
understanding here
parties.
as a broker is in this meeting that we have, the understanding is clear
I'm the one who
that this
balance
guy,
it. Yeah.
this guy has a need which this product from this developer actually gives it, even
gives
though
it.
I've signed with 10 others.
True.
Now I have to sit here and I have to be in between. I broker the agreement with
Yeah.
both so that both are taken care of correctly. So the developer has relationship with me and actually bends over literally and gives me benefit later, but the client is also happy with me. This is clear. If the
Mm.
product does not fit, I am not taking the person because they give me 7%.
I agree with him
No.
that yes, obviously, sometimes the developers are offering us the exceptions. Like, for example, if he says that, okay, Adeel is bringing the client and the client needs a certain exception. For example, he can just only pay the token right now and he can only manage to pay the down payment, let's say in 45
Yeah.
days. In
Yeah.
my normal world, I only accept down payments within 1 week, right? But I am giving this exception just on the basis of that he's coming through this broker, and we
That
know the
is
track
why.
record of this broker, that whenever he brings a client, it's a confirmed client, and however this this client is going to reserve a property with $10,000 with where the property worth is $5 million,
Yeah.
I am still going to commit with Adil and
So
his
that
client that
yes.
this property is yours for the next 45 days.
So that
Now,
Zach,
that is my responsibility to make sure that I qualify the client
Correct.
enough so that before committing with the
exactly.
developer who I signed the agreement
Absolutely.
with, I am able to close the deal within the time frame. But if I will keep doing the things where I am blocking there one of the hot selling properties for the 45 days just on $10,000 token amount, and I am just wasting their time and opportunities for them, this is where
You
this
lose
is
it.
this is where I lose it. So that is why I have to make sure that if I am going to the developer, the client is pre-qualified and he is capable of doing that transaction
Yeah,
instead
that's
of just pushing. So this is why my that is why the developer will always give me priority on the basis of my history,
yeah.
because they will always say that this person or this broker is always is good enough to pre-qualify the clients.
Exactly. That's why I think like today in today's market, every second person is an agent.
So that is why your image is very important in front of the
Important.
clients and in front of the
Exactly.
developers. And trust me, if you don't have good image in the market, even the developers will not
Entertain you.
entertain you
Yeah.
the way you should be. So
Yeah.
then you can always complain that, oh, they give unit to that but not to me, just because you booked 3 properties in the last 3 months and all of them were cancelled.
Cancel. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's true.
And the other guy, whenever he closes a deal, he so
That's
this is the
true.
main reason.
Yeah, no,
So
that's
you need to
true.
have that image and
Balance
that reputation in
between
the market.
both.
So basically, a broker is a well reputed person in the market where both parties can trust. So the
Absolutely. The
developer having
trust
billion
is
dollar portfolio, he is trusting me on $10,000 that this client who's living
is
16
gonna
hours
give
flight
you.
away from Dubai
Yeah.
would still manage to pay the down payment within 45 days,
Yeah.
just because the developer knows me, not the client.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this
That
is
is
obviously this is how
Yeah.
no,
you
that's
balance it.
That
that's
is why the
the
balance has to be
it
there, which
has
is
to be
why
there.
I'm putting this idea out in the market that brokers have to shift how they think.
Yeah.
You know, they
Absolutely.
have to
Because
shift, but you only bring the right client to the right developer.
Correct.
yeah.
That is clear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
you
on
got to support the developer as well. That is
on
good.
that case, I just want to ask nowadays, even the agents, they manipulate things, they give negative signals to the
Those are not
client as
agents.
well.
Those are crooks, and
Yeah.
I'm saying it on camera. Those are crooks. Those are not agents.
Yeah, we need to filter that.
We
And I
have
don't know how it
90% of them are crooks.
how are we going to filter that once the AI is going to come?
AI is going to get rid of most of them anyway.
Yeah,
Firstly,
that is
okay.
what.
Secondly, there could be a few things that could be done to ensure that these people get out of the market. But I think right now the client has some due diligence from their side as well.
Yeah.
You didn't make these millions by just
True.
trusting anybody, correct?
True.
Do your own
True.
due diligence right now.
True.
The first
True.
thing, don't, and I'm saying this openly. By the way, the good agents, I love them. These
Mm.
guys make sense, right?
Yeah.
There are some agents who are genuinely good, but they're stuck in Mickey Mouse companies. They don't even do
True.
the visa for them. They
True.
won't even give a RERA ID. They're already illegal.
True. Yeah.
They're
They don't
already illegal.
know.
So one way
Yeah.
to do this, to move them out is,
True.
okay, there's no gun to your head. Leave that company and go and join a company that will respect you enough to do your visa and give you your RERA ID. That starts
Absolutely.
first.
Yeah.
Because today buyers are changing in the market. They're more informed. They're more educated. They're
Yeah.
coming in. They're
Yeah.
watching podcasts like these. They're
Yeah.
hearing. And
Yeah.
I actually say to all buyers, first thing you do is ask for the RERA ID of the agent
Amazing.
to start with. Now, I'm a new agent. I've just come in. My visas are under process. It will take time. Till then, I don't have it. But there will be some evidence that you can show them that your company is actually processing things for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so legacy of the company, legacy of the broker is very
Very
important as well.
important.
Take that because it's illegal.
Yeah.
And it's also bad for the broker because I'm registering and closing deals under someone else. And if the company is not very ethical, they're not even paying the
Yeah,
brokers on time.
That is true.
They're using the money of the brokers, furthering their own personal interests or running their company.
Yeah,
And
that's
then the
what we
brokers are
discussed
struggling.
the other day as well.
Yeah,
The
so
same
that
thing.
is why I'm saying
Yeah.
this is eliminated when you're going to start to make sure that you are working with a broker who is legal. This also forces many of these brokers to actually search for those kind of companies because I'm not making money anymore. People are asking me, show me your license.
But I think
Absolutely.
one day, the land department will intervene. RERA will intervene one day
Something
There
suddenly,
should
is
be. There should be
and
something
something
for
will
this.
happen, and you will
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Because in my experience, I've seen it that Dubai always offers that honeymoon period to everybody, and then after that, suddenly, like
okay.
overnight, things will change, and you will wake up with like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what just happened, right?
There is a person I met yesterday. There is a person I met yesterday, and I have bounced an idea off him.
Oh,
And we are preparing a plan by end of this week,
Yeah.
which we are actually going to take and show to the authorities.
amazing.
We are going to, from our side, suggest something which can clean the market on
There
Yeah,
this
we
has to
place.
be a
have to.
scale. There has to be a
Yeah.
benchmark
Uh,
of
But we
uh,
what
still
this
have to
is.
present it. We are making the idea and putting it to the idea is rock solid. It holds on all counts because we tried to thrash it. It's working. But we are going to take it. Again, at the end of the day, the authorities are the decision makers in this. But we will present it saying,
But the
hey,
authorities,
why
they
don't you
already
try
know.
this?
yeah.
They already know
Know about
there
it.
is
There is some
something
dirt
has to
is
be done,
happening, and there
and
is
it's just
something.
like they will have to clean it up, and
Yeah.
they will
No, so I'll share
one
my
day.
experience also with you. It's like during the road shows back, not, I will not say the country name or something. There was a deal that if we'll close the deal, the entire commission is yours, like percentage. You just give me few money.
I
Few.
have met,
What is this? Like,
doctor. I
what is
have met
that?
personally a client who met me in a launch from Majid Al Fatam, and you know how the product goes, right? It flies like
Yeah.
hotcakes, right? And the guy is sitting in front of me, and he says, I'm willing to buy 2 units, and I have a broker who said that you can give me 5,000 dirham and keep rest. I
Yes.
said, then what the
Like,
you are doing here?
how do we, so we need to filter this. There has to be
Exactly.
something for, at least for brokers. Like, there's right now people think that, okay, the market has gone down really
The
bad.
developers are already taking initiatives. I have
Like,
seen
we
Shoba banning few companies. I have seen taking
Yeah.
some actions. It's not like they're not taking
They do,
actions.
they blacklist when things are found
Yes.
out.
yeah,
However, it's a 1 year blacklist, and it's not the solution. It is only when something is discovered that
discovered.
they do something. There is an idea. It is actually being worked on right now.
Hmm.
I cannot talk about it, and I will tell you, yes, I have thought about it, and I
Yeah.
want to help clean the market. So the
Yes.
idea is going to be put down. It's going to be discussed with the key people, and a
Amazing.
lot of people in the market are not going to be very happy about it. But
Yeah.
then do your business ethically. If you're not going to do it correctly, I'm sorry, you need to
You
go.
need, this is not your
You
market
need to
then.
go.
Yeah,
There
you need
has
to
to
go.
be a
You need to
certain
look for something else.
qualification criteria
For
for
sure.
a bro to be for you to be
For
a real estate
sure.
broker. I
Yeah,
think this
yeah.
is
A
what is
degree or
missing in
something.
the
There
Dubai
has
real
to be
estate
some
market
course.
versus the other real estate markets in the world.
I think there has
So
to be some course.
if you this is where people are having wrong perceptions about the Dubai real estate market,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
when you are somebody who's interested to buy a property in Dubai, and when you are bombarded with 100 brokers every day, this is where you will start thinking, is it a right market to invest? Because I
Yes.
have 100 people approaching me. Where if I have to buy a property in London, I need to take an appointment with the broker.
Yeah.
It's totally different,
Yeah. That is
right?
true. That is
This
true.
is where the perceptions are wrong, and this is where this is what we need to correct in the market, and
Yeah.
only the right people should belong to the market. I'm not saying not everybody is welcome to the market unless if they are meeting the criteria, and the
Absolutely.
criteria is very simple, that you need to have certain
Knowledge.
knowledge and certain degree to
Very.
be in this market. Because if you know one building, and if you learned floor plans and the payment plan of one building, and if you are calling yourself broker,
Nobody reads the Rera book.
I think you should be selling
Like,
perfumes. You'd be
yeah.
doing much
They
better
say we have,
than selling properties.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that is
It
true.
will need to go a little beyond that, because see, these people are not operating for lack of knowledge. This is an ethic issue.
Yeah.
It's an ethic
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Once I've been in the market for a certain amount of time, I do have enough knowledge to be able to get the person to the table, and then the salesperson from the developer can do it for me. But
True.
here's the ethic issue in the business. That's what we're trying to. So we've been thinking a little bit about this. We have something that has
Amazing. There
come up
has
which
to
we
be.
believe will reduce it by over 90% in the market.
90%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
It's
will
gonna,
Absolutely
reduce
right.
by that. So that is going to be presented. It's a model that we are putting together, and it will happen. So
amazing.
that
That
is what
is,
we're looking at. However, in this model, we are going to protect even the good brokers from the Mickey Mouse agencies. Because there
True.
are many agencies who are doing this.
Yeah.
Good, sincere brokers
Yeah.
working hard have earned it. Sometimes the developer is taking 5, 6, 7 months to pay, and
Yeah.
then the agencies are holding it 5, 6 months again, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
paying.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 That this model is, which we are going to recommend, is going to clean that out.
Yeah.
It's
That is
also
so
going to
true.
clean out the developers who are taking 7, 8, 9 months to pay. So
Yeah.
it's a solution that we have been
There
working on
has
as
to
an
be.
idea. It's an idea
No,
because we
that's
are ambassadors for our
I
industry.
think
We want
70 to
everyone to do well.
70 to 80% of the brokers in the market, they are basically the drivers or the telecallers. And you know what they're doing? They're basically, they make one of the friends. They have a friend in one developer, and he would sit on calls. He would make sure he will just his job, his target is what? To organize a meeting in the developer's office. And if the moment client lands in the developer office, he would hand over the client to
to
the
them.
developer's representative,
It's
and
all,
then he will
yeah,
just tell him,
yeah.
try to sell him anything you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the approach.
Desperation.
If this is your approach,
Then you're wrong.
you are definitely in the wrong
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And 70% of them are doing it.
It
I don't
doesn't
want, like,
come.
I being in at DNK Properties, I don't accept a person like this. So that is why the idea was very, very clear.
Yeah.
I can have less number of people,
Yeah.
but who know what they're doing, versus hundreds of agents. Because if you are having 500 agents in your company, definitely it's a Mickey Mouse company.
Yeah, then you have to work
This
on it.
is
I
my
think
belief.
it's like it's a
Yeah.
topic. It's quite a fire topic, which
Like his
which
terminology,
is
it's a Mickey Mouse company.
yeah, which we need to.
You can never have 500
It's
qualified brokers.
in one. Yeah, that
Never
is.
ever. It's impossible. Probably
So
we
we'll
only have 500 in the whole market.
But I think some
Okay.
solutions are coming up
Coming
now.
up. That's
We
amazing. It
just have to
sounds
wait and see it. It's
interesting.
coming.
So we'll take a hold on that note. It's just a quick rapid fire question, which I'm going to ask you both one by one. So who I'm going to start with?
The boss.
Okay, all right. Okay, quick one. One real estate myth you would like to bust.
One that this market has a huge oversupply right now.
Okay, amazing. And Airbnb or long term rental?
Airbnb.
Your favorite tech tool for real estate?
I use prop tech platforms, but generally right now AI is. I'm a complete fan of ChatGPT. It's absolutely killing the market on intelligence in real estate.
Amazing AI, guys. All right. So
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, yes, of course. And favorite luxury upcoming project which will going to make
I don't have
history?
any favorites.
Okay,
I can't answer that.
amazing. Yes. Okay, what's overrated in today's market?
Luxury.
Yeah, I would probably say no. I think what is overrated here is not so much on the product. It's this whole perception that this market is a mess.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's now singing that same song and beating the drum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right one. One trend that will shape real estate in next 5 years.
AI.
AI.
Absolutely.
Okay, and what was your turning point in your career?
In which part of my career?
Real estate.
Okay. In real estate, the turning point for me, it was not about the investments. The turning point for me came when I realized this city needs ambassadors.
Oof. And
We
we
needed
found you.
ambassadors. And I say this again and again, and I'm not
Amazing.
tired of saying it. You cannot come to a city like Dubai. You're coming here because you want to make the money. You cannot bring your families here, set up your businesses, make the money, and leave it to Sheikh Mohammed to take the city into the future.
Yeah,
Every single one of us has to be an ambassador for real estate.
absolutely. That is
Also,
so
the other
true.
reason it became my turning point, when we are operating in one of the best markets in the world, when the government of Dubai is creating the best in terms of everything, the best airports, best ecosystems for business, the best communities, the best tax structures, why should our buyers and sellers get anything less than a red carpet real estate experience?
True. True.
That is where my turning point came, and I said, okay, even if people
Now,
are not doing it, I'm going to
I'm
step
good.
up and I'm going to fill this gap.
Amazing. All right. Order them in from 1 to 5. Family, work, health, money, relationship.
Okay. Relationship is same as family, or are you talking relationship with client?
Clients, like,
Okay.
yeah, family is family.
Family, of course, first.
Okay.
There's no question about it. What were the other 4 that you had?
Work, health, money, relationship.
Health, second.
Okay.
Okay. For me, work, third.
Okay.
Because if I do all those correctly, my relationship is taken care of. Money's last.
Okay. Amazing. All right. Now, your favorites, few of the favorites. Developer.
I can't answer that question.
I know, I knew it. You'll say that.
No, it's
Okay.
very simple. If I do that tomorrow, a developer is going to call me and say, "Why didn't you take my name?"
Okay, favorite brand?
In terms of what?
Your fashion brand
No,
or
again, I've done that in a podcast. I don't have favorite brands because I don't go by the brand. I go by my experience.
okay. All right. Okay, favorite movie?
Oh, that's a great question. Favorite movie? Oh, I have tons here. Rocky, the whole Rocky series, Balboa,
Oof, oh,
all of them.
good one. Favorite book?
Favorite book? Again, there are a lot. The Science of Getting Rich.
Really?
Hmm.
What is it about?
Okay, do you don't have time? It was supposed to be a
Yeah,
rapid
I
answer.
know. All right, favorite food?
Favorite food? Lobsters.
Oh, amazing. And favorite city?
Obviously.
What a question to ask.
Because I want to ask, I want this name again and again.
My favorite city,
for people out
the
there.
only city on the planet where everyone needs to be, is Dubai.
Amazing. That was amazing, Dr. Anand. Okay, now to you,
Okay.
Mr. Adeel. Okay, cash flow or appreciation?
Appreciation.
Okay, biggest mistake new investor make?
Meet the wrong broker.
All right, name 5 digital source to check real estate market update.
D&K Properties website.
That's a good one. Okay, worst deal you've ever done and what you've learned.
Worst deal?
Deal. I don't want to ask best, but I'm sure
I
you
mean,
must have done like
how would you say that
like
it's a
where
worst
you
deal?
because you just like you had full expectations and what did you learn maybe from the client side or something like any of your
Like the client ditched me?
yeah or
Or
something
like
like
how,
when you started at that time maybe like
Mm,
do you know any experience of that?
His clients may be watching this podcast later.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying the client name,
no,
but
I
was
mean
like
worst
what was
deal is
that
like what is the meaning of worst deal? Like
worst
it was
deal
not the right investment to do, or it was
like
like
your
the client was not happy with me, or he ditched me,
yeah
or
the
he cheated
client
me.
was yeah something like it didn't work out.
Look, I there's a story I can tell you that I used to work in the Mac, and then there was a gentleman coming from UK, and then the meeting was set with him at 2 p.m. I still remember, I will never forget it. And he was supposed to meet me in the Mac Sales Center to book 5 units. Okay. And I was quite easy, taking shower, 9:30 in the morning, and my phone was in the bedroom on silent mode. I took like quite a long time in the shower that day. Okay, and this is what I'm going to, if somebody is watching from our colleagues, they have to listen to it, that how the
Important.
opportunities will come to you and how you will lose
It
them.
goes
Absolutely.
And when I came out, I saw like 5 missed calls from the client, and that was
hmm.
10 a.m.
Hmm.
However, I was supposed to meet him at 2 p.m. Right
Hmm.
now, I tried calling him back. He was not answering, and then he answered me in the evening,
Hmm.
saying that I was in Mall of the Emirates, passing from the Demac kiosk, and thought that
Yeah.
it's better to finalize the properties right away
Wow.
than meeting you in the afternoon, because that way I could spend more time with my kids while we are on the holiday. So I lost a deal of 25 million just for the shower. That was the
Wow.
most expensive shower I ever took in my
Took
life.
it. All
So
right.
this is how the opportunity. So that is why
Goes.
next time if you are taking shower, better you take your phone with yourself.
You better, yes. Okay, buy and hold or fix and flip?
Buy and hold, or
Fix and flip.
fix and flip.
Okay. And what was your turning point in your career?
My turning point in my career was the day when I decided to be a broker,
Amazing.
because I was a brilliant salesperson, but then I got to realize that the industry I am in, this industry is not sustainable for salespeople. This is more for the people who are going to be. This is more of like consultation work than the sales. And the moment I realized it, I left sales job and I left the developer house and I joined brokerage, because I
Great.
understand in this in brokerage we have that leverage and privilege of entertaining our client in a better way than working for a one brand.
Nice.
Nothing against with the brand, it's just like I think I can cater my client in different ways.
Yeah. Nice. And 5 areas investors should be looking for investing.
Palm Jabal Ali, Marjan Island, um, Dubai Land, Dubai South, Is it
Okay.
4 already?
Yes.
The
One more.
well, anything comes in Jumeirah is good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you also this question, Dr. Anand. Five of your best areas to invest where people should be investing right now in Dubai.
Are they long-term investors or
Long
short-term?
term.
Because the areas change based on that.
Yeah. Like off plan.
Okay, long-term?
Mhm.
Okay, I would say Dubai Island still. Definitely Dubai South. Palm Jebel Ali also I go with. DLRC is coming up in a big way because of the future, not because of what it is
Amazing.
now. And
Yes.
Dubai Land.
Dubai land.
Yeah.
Great, great. Okay. Order 1 to 5. Family, work, health, money, relationship.
Family, work.
Health, money, relationship.
So then, like you said, relationship and family is the same thing. So let's say family is first, work is second, and then money is the last.
Money is the last.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because
Okay.
if you work for money, you are not
Losing
getting
the
it.
money.
You're not getting it.
Money is a result of what you do.
Yeah.
Yes.
The money will come. Okay.
That is
If you are good at what you do, the money will come.
that is so true.
Okay.
Money
Yeah,
is a
people
chicken.
run
The
after.
more you will run behind it, it will be
It's gonna
impossible
go.
for you to catch it.
It's gonna
Okay.
go. All
You just
right.
have to work hard and focus on yourself and be the best on what you do. Money would follow.
Follow. Yeah, that is so correct. Okay, favorite developer for you?
None.
No, he's also scared now. Okay, favorite brand.
Brandon, no. No
Okay,
brands.
favorite movie.
Wolf of the Wall Street.
Amazing. Favorite book.
Like you
Oof.
said,
Okay,
Science of Becoming Rich.
amazing. And favorite food for you?
Because I'm a food lover, like I pretty much like everything. But yeah, steaks.
Steaks. Okay.
A nice tomahawk.
All right. And
Any day.
favorite city.
She's kidding me, right?
Yeah.
Say Outer Mongolia.
Yeah.
It's Dubai, Habibi,
Okay,
Dubai.
Dubai.
Yes,
All
yes.
right, amazing. So this was a quick rapid fire, and I think it was quite good. And so last, before I exit, I just want to ask one advice from both of you that whoever wants to enter into the market, whether it's the advice to a developer.
Developer.
Hmm.
The advice to the developer.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if they're entering into the market.
Oh, a
they're
developer
new.
is
It's a new
coming.
developer
Yes,
entering the market.
Entering the market. So what advice would you
Okay,
give?
I want to understand firstly what is going to differentiate you among everyone else. Are you here to contribute to the landscape of Dubai and actually bring value, or are you just here to put up your studios, 1, 2 bedrooms and sell it? Because I
Okay.
met certain developers who told me, what USPs do I have? I'm having studio 1 and 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
If you're that kind of person, you're going to be gone very fast.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think you need to ask yourself, what's the reason you even chose a city like ours to come in here? So you see, Sheikh Mohammed and the city has done everything to bring the opportunity to you.
Now it's you who
It
has
is
to
now,
take
what
it.
are you going to bring so that that opportunity where people have come in based on trust in Dubai and what we have done, that trust is not going to be broken because someone like you has entered to give them the opportunity.
True.
What are you going to bring to the table?
Okay.
You need to think about that.
Amazing. And what about advice to investor?
An advice to an investor, I think it was said earlier also, is make sure that you choose your broker very carefully, but you have to do your own due diligence. Be
Okay.
very, very careful who you listen to in the market.
All right.
Yeah.
Because if you are new in the market, you're highly absorbent. You're just going to take in things that you hear.
True.
You may have a friend who's been here for 20 years. He's lived for 20 years here, but
True.
he's not the expert on how real estate is happening in the market
Actually,
today.
yeah.
So find the experts.
That is
So
so
be very,
true.
very careful who you listen to in the market today.
Amazing. And advice to real estate agent.
To a real estate agent, okay, it's the same advice.
Okay.
It's the same advice. Be very careful who you listen to. As a new agent, young as in young in the market, not necessarily age, you are a baby in the market. You do
Yeah.
not have the maturity.
True.
You can join an agency, you can join a
True.
developer, and you will be part of multiple conversations. You do not yet have the maturity in those agencies to decide if the person you're talking to is a Mickey Mouse agent or a good agent.
True.
So be very, very careful who you live, because you're highly absorbent. You want to learn. This guy's been here for a year. I'm sure he knows something more than me.
Yeah.
So choose very carefully whom you're going to listen to. This is the one thing I find that really hurts people in the market, even the
Yeah.
investors, because there's so much of perception. So be very careful
When
who
you're
you listen
entering,
to in the market.
what your advice to a real estate agent? I want to know because there are a lot of agents and
uh,
they're entering into the.
See, you can call yourself a real estate agent, but at the same time, you are not. If you think that if you will go to an online test for like which is lasting for 15-20 minutes, and if
Probably your admin person is doing it for you.
probably
You
your
just
chat
log in.
GPT,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
ChatGPT.
Yes, these days ChatGPT is doing it.
Yeah,
So if you got the license, you became a real estate broker. No. To become a real estate broker, there is a journey which you have to go through. And like Dr. rightly said, you need to listen to the right people. You have to get inspiration from the right people. You have your approach towards everything what you do is
has to be
something
right.
has to be right. And you can think that you're doing everything right just because you made a quick buck. You made a quick buck just because you were lucky. You were
Yeah,
hustling, and then just because you found the right guy who just trusted you, but that does not mean that you are actually a good broker.
yeah,
A real broker is somebody who would sustain in the market and who could stay in the market forever.
that
But I have
is,
seen a lot of them, when the market is rising, they would come in flocks, they
and then
would
goes.
eat, and then
Yeah,
they will fly away again.
yeah.
And but because when the market is rising, a lot of them are coming to the market. But when the market is
They're looking
going
to the
little
other
down,
things.
this is the time when
They're
the real
looking
people will be still in the market,
and
and
will
you will see
stay.
all of those guys will be flying away. So the best advice to the person is this: that you should know what you're doing. You should actually you should know what your job is, and you should have enough knowledge of the market. Because if I'm an investor, I would be consulting you only on the basis
Of
of
your no,
you being not being biased to one thing, but giving me the honest opinion just on the basis of the knowledge you have of the entire market.
entire. That is
If
so
you
true.
have a knowledge of specific or couple of properties in the market, that does not make you a broker.
Yeah.
It's better to drop your CV to a developers, whichever you like the most.
All right, so that goes to all the brokers out there.
Yeah.
Watch this. Okay, so my last question: why Dubai?
Sorry?
Why Dubai?
Because it's amazing.
Y-
No. Why not
Why?
Dubai?
Yeah.
Great.
That goes to all people out there who still confused to think that whether we should come invest or not. So thank you so much, Mr. Anand and Mr. Adeel. It was a great session, fighting session, and I'm sure if we talk about more, it's going to go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And would love to do that
Agreed.
some other another time. But it was thank you for sharing your expertise, your advice, your luxury takes on real estate, everything. It was really great. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes. Thank you very much, Ankita.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please comment down below and tell us for sure which part was your favorite. So we'll see you next time.